guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a whole mess of stuff to show you. It's been a lot of things going on the last 3 weeks, so follow along and see what's happening. That sound you hear right now is rain, and quite a lot of rain. We had one heck of a rainstorm going on, which means that we were stuck for a little while in the shop, and so decided to make the use of a little bit of that time that we had, even though it was kind of late. And maybe worked a little bit on the truck. It's raining so hard. In this segment, it was still raining, but not quite as hard. But here's where I decided to make use of my time and start working a little bit on the truck. My goal was to get this fender off. I couldn't reach the back side of the fender without cutting into the tire with the cutoff wheel. So what you're about to see is where I am cutting off the face of the bolt on the outside of the fender, and then I'm going to punch the rest of it through. that's pretty much the extent of the work that I've been able to accomplish on the truck right now. I had to furiously plant a lot of flowers before we were leaving for a week and a half on vacation. We took our family to Noble's Amusement Park, and then every July we go down to Pennsylvania to Carlisle to the Chrysler Nationals. And so I had a lot of flowers to harvest beforehand and get in the ground. Otherwise, they weren't going to make it in the time that I was gone because nobody would be home to water them. So here's a little bit of footage of that, and then I'm going to share with you our trip to the park and also the car show.
From above, every day would seem turning into love song. When you speak, angel, sing from above. Every day would seem from above. Every day would seem turning into love song. from above. Every day would seem turning into love zone. Press me to your armor where roses bloom. When you speak, angel, sing from above. Every day would seem
The pedal cars have been an awesome way to incorporate our kids into our hobby and let them participate in the show, and they've got their very own car to display as well. My son enjoyed being dragged around the show in his wagon. He received a lot of compliments, and he loved the fact that he could pretend like he was driving. My daughter has a red 1958 Plymouth Fury Junior. It's something that the dealerships used as a promotional item when they were selling cars in 1958, so that the kids could ride around while mom and dad test drive a new Plymouth. And so it's an electric car. It was nice not to be able to have to drag them around, but they got to drive on their own, which was really cool. That's pretty much the extent of our trip. Now here's a sneak peek of what was waiting for us when we got back. it was a good thing I harvested lilies when I did, because the deer ate every single freaking bloom that was left out here that could be had. Just jerks. Look at them all. This entire, everything that you see that's not like super short, the deer ate. Look at these sunnies. And then over here, this is all corn. So this here is going to be a pathway. And then looks like I've got room for 2 more rows of sunnies to come here. It's time for me to do succession planting. But Bambi was in here, right? You see her foot tracks. She was even walking in the sunnies, but for some reason, Bambi turned her nose up at it, which, you know, makes me happy. But I don't want to jinx it, so I guess I should probably like knock on wood or something. These are all a mix of pro-cut sunflowers. I think I did Horizon and Peach. And my next succession is probably going to be Horizon and maybe I'll do some red. Because we're going to start getting into end of August, beginning of September here, when those things are starting to be ready to harvest. They're about a 55 day sunflower. Dahlias look good. You see that they came up here. I did a new method in trying to plant these. Instead of trying to dig a hole and plop them in, I just did a burial mound. So I put them right on the ground and I piled a bunch of dirt on top of it and up they came. It was way easier. So now my plan is for 1, 2, 3, the 4 rows of dahlias that I have, I'm going to be planting buckwheat as a cover crop. And it's going to be intermixed in with all of them to kind of give a little bit of shade, retain some moisture, perhaps deter some pests. And it's going to feed the soil, which is going to be making awesome planting for next year. Yeah, see all this grass that's coming back? We don't want that. So we're going to be planting buckwheat. It'll come up quick. It'll come in thick. It'll, by the time the dahlias are much taller, it'll shade over any blossoms that are coming out of it. Looks like whatever I planted up here didn't come up. Maybe they need more time. But everybody else, I mean, look at this one. We're looking happy. Did I mark them? No, I didn't. Did I label them? Sure. I hope they're right. I labeled them last year when I divided everything. So as long as I didn't screw that up, we'll be golden. Boom. Well, we're back from our vacation, and as you can see, I've got quite a bit of stuff still to do. I still haven't finished getting that fender off. There's some bolts to the underside I didn't get. I kind of just messed around with it that night when it was hard rain, and I really haven't had a chance to hop onto it much since because we've been busy planting and getting things taken care of before we left. But my goal is this weekend we're going to be removing fenders, running boards, and working our way to getting this bed off the truck. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. As you can see, I've got my hands full right now. We've had a busy last couple of weeks. Hopefully you've enjoyed following us with all the video content that we've provided for that. A lot more going on. I'm gonna hit the pavement this weekend for working on the truck, hopefully make a good bit of progress. And I'll be sure to bring you along with that. Feel free to like and subscribe to the video. Let me know what you think about everything going on so far, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.